The government took its services to Region 3 today, Sunday, April 28. InfoHub was on the ground to bring you those stories in this special report. The National Track and Field Center was a hive of activity as residents of Region 3 flocked the site to take advantage of the public services which were made available to them.
The coalition government continues to demonstrate its commitment to providing the good life for all Guyanese by ensuring that their needs are met. As such, the administration took its services to the West Demerara Essequibo Islands region. Former Minister of State Joseph Harmon opened the event at around 10:30 hours on Sunday at the National Track and Field Center in Edinburgh, West Coast Demerara.
Article 13 of our Constitution makes it mandatory that the type of government which we practice is an inclusionary one which makes people feel that they are included in decision-making in our country. And so what we're doing in these outreaches is giving meaning and effect to Article 13 of our Constitution. And so today, the exercise now brought to Region number 3 is an important one.
Persons arrived from as early as 5:30 hours to meet with the various government ministers and representatives. The event saw over 20 government ministries and agencies present to assist residents with their concerns. InfoHub spoke with some of the residents who commended the government.
This is a wonderful initiative. People need this, and at this time, it takes away the discrimination what people have about going to offices and so on. People might fear going into offices. The government, the ministers coming to the people is really a wonderful thing at the grassroots level.
I feel good. I'm really interested. I'm interested in Ministry of Housing and Water. I'm here to get a house lot.
Government thinking about the people good. And we come for look after we rights.
The outreach is very interesting to know because we have been applying for lots very long time. And you see, when we got this outreach here, we could come out and listen and share.
This is only one of many in the series of the Government Comes to You outreaches the administration has been conducting. It is part of their efforts of ensuring the concerns our citizens are heard and addressed. Reporting from the National Track and Field Center in Edinburgh, West Coast Demerara, with senior videographer Kwesi Wishart and Nara Khan for InfoHub.
At the 6th Government Comes to You outreach, many of the residents showed up to have their housing issues resolved. This Central and Housing Planning Authority, the CHMPA's booth, saw the largest number of patrons seeking to have their transport and land titles issues addressed.
I'm standing among more than 400 persons here today at the Lenora Synthetic Track who are awaiting the opportunity to meet the team at the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Some persons here today have applied for their house lot for more than a decade.
I feel great coming, seeing everybody, looking at the site, seeing all the setting ups and everything. I feel good because I know I come with a lot of hopes today that something good is about to happen.
Great. So what are you here for today?
I'm here to, actually I applied for a land since 2013, so I'm here with hoping with luck that I get through.
Apply and in 2005.
And you went and do follow-up checks?
Follow-up checks, every single thing. I was away for sometimes, received a letter but never got it until now I've seen the letter. So now I'm coming to find what's going on with it, and it's been 13 years.
I applied for a house lot since 2011, and I've been back and forth, trying, and every time I go to say, they don't have anything available. So I'm hoping to get through or hear something positive today.
To another successful outreach, persons walked away with satisfaction as the Central Housing and Planning Authority gave applicants the opportunity to become landowners to more than 400 house lots, which will be available in 2 months at Mitimir Zorg. Here is what the applicants had to say.
It's better than nothing. So I'm glad at least I get an opportunity to get a piece of land.
Well, the necessary, you would have had to on them your letter that you would apply and then your interview letter. So those are the 2 requirements that they collected so far. So they said Mitimir Zorg is available, so in the next 2 months they'll call.
How long you applied?
since 2009.
He just said that right now they don't have any other available lots, right? It's just in Metamirzal. So I've been waiting, thinking that, okay, he could locate me to one and help set me up with one. But he said next 10 weeks, so let me hope and pray that they will call and give me the good answer.
And once you get an answer, what is the next step?
Well, my next step is to pay my money and start get my house billing.
From the Lenora Synthetic Track with videographer Anil Silal reporting for InfoHub, I'm Mayana George.
As the outreach got into full swing, several farmers spoke to agricultural officials to follow up on works that had begun on drainage and irrigation and land clearing within the region.
After successful government outreach in Fort Wellington in Region 5, today the government has launched its outreach in Region 3 at the National Track and Field Center to address the concerns of residents. Let's take a look at some of the issues coming from the Ministry of Public Infrastructure and how they were addressed.
The issues that you discussed a while ago was based on the roads, the bridges in Stewartville, which are known as the Old Road Bridges, and the bridge to the entrance of the Stewartville Housing Scheme. Spoke to the minister a short while ago, and he also promised to have it looked into. I feel confident about it, that attention will be paid to it.
For assisting a road in the farming area, for bring better produce out. He was very open-minded. All the ministry actually here, a different section, which we never had before. And I feel it's a good thing the government has done.
A German native living in Leguan for 20 years has traveled to the Ministry of Public Infrastructure's booth to have his concerns addressed.
Came today because I want to talk with the minister about the Leguan Stelling, what is in the very, how we call it, bad state.
As a result of this interaction, Minister Patterson has vowed to meet with residents in Leguan on May 15th to further look into their matters. We will now narrow our focus on the drainage and irrigation issues affecting farmers over at the Ministry of Agriculture's booth and how those issues were addressed.
My name is Mohammed Rashid. I'm the chairman for many years in the Speedler Farmers Group at Number 2 Canal. And my main issue is all the time about drains and irrigation. Well, I appeal to the CODRA for irrigation, so they start cleaning some trench for me right now.
This government outreach represents the government's efforts of bringing its services to the people. Reporting from the National Track and Field Center in Lenora with videographer Kareem Peters, Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Many residents who were at the Ministry of Social Protection's booth were pleased to have their various issues addressed. InfoHub spoke with two of the lucky patrons, Hazeline Thorne and Kenrick George, who left with much satisfaction following their interaction with National Insurance Scheme representatives.
Several persons who visited the National Insurance Scheme booth at the Government Comes to You outreach at Leonora left satisfied. That is, after finalizing that the NIS contributions were up to date. Here is Kenrick George from Good Intent and Hazeline Thorne from Blankenburg.
When I was there at the office in Renook, they give me a figure which I didn't please to. But then I came here and I get a little more improved. So I'm a little satisfied with this.
I happened to address my NIS contributions and it was up to date and I got all the necessary information I needed. The process is going smoothly.
Did you have any hiccups?
No hiccups.
Both George and Thorne commended the initiative by the government.
So far, this is going good. They come into places and people come in and I like the issues and so on. It's very good to what I see the government is doing.
It's a good initiative. At least people could access services and, the government is doing its best to assist people in whatever they need. And it's a good service.
Reporting from the National Track and Field Center at Leonora with videographer Leon Leung, I am Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
Still to come, Minister Trotman inspects recently upgraded East Bank Essequibo Road, and government officials gave their impressions about the outreach. Details of these stories and more when we return.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways, and lush, enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. Early in the day, Minister of Natural Resources Rafael Trotman stopped to inspect a recently upgraded road in Perica.
This area is called Present Hope Village in Perica, known to many as Hububak Dam. Well, this stretch of road that we're on right now was in a very deplorable condition for a very long time.
The road was in a critical condition for years ago, like about 10 years ago, 5 years ago, around them time. And we're glad that they do it in this way, you know. And if we could do better, we're just thankful for it, because it's a good thing we punish for a road like this in this place.
The road, well, we never got the proper road since I born and grow here. Them do it?
This road here been a reasonable bad, but except yes, then truly crush and run and get it in a better condition.
Repairs to the road at Present Hope Village were made possible through a collaboration between the government and a number of businessmen.
I was sent photographs and a video of how bad the road is. And so I made contact with a few people, including Mr. Stanley Ming, who I know has business interests in the Perica area here, Mr. B.K. Tiwari, who has a quarry up in the Essequibo River. And between them and some others, we arranged to get some crusher run delivered. And the idea was that we would beg and borrow and get some self-help work done to lay it. But when the engineers and others came, they realized that the road was in such bad shape that it just couldn't, as they said, leave the crusher run. And so Mr. Tiwari and his company decided to do a road. So we're standing on a refurbished road.
From Perica, Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Felicia joins us again with an overview of the impressions of the various government ministers following today's outreach.
Today's outreach in Region 3 is by far one of the largest thus far. We have spoken to some of the ministers and this is what they had to say.
I am happy that we were able to bring the government to this region at last, and I'm so happy about the turnout that we have. I also saw some persons protesting on my way coming, and I believe that they too have issues and concerns, but they're standing at the wrong place. They should be in here, and I encourage them to come and meet with the government, because we are a government for all. Irrespective of your political affiliation, your location, where you live, we are going to bring the government to them. We are going to continue doing our outreaches in the hope that we find solutions to the problems that they are facing.
I am quite happy to see the intermingling, the movement of people as they come and go. And as I've remarked before, I'm most pleased by the fact that people seem comfortable and relaxed, which means that they don't feel that their government is aloof or distant or in a kind of a contentious relationship with them.
When I got in here, I really saw people wanting to interact with ministers, wanting to interact with agencies, and so as you can see that we have lots and lots of people in here.
Government by itself, by nature, is very bureaucratic. There's a lot of red tape. You come to see a minister, you have to go check with the security, you have to go and check with the minister's secretary and this, and then I have to go to the minister, I have to go and call their staff. This year allows us to address some of those issues on the spot, and some of them are so easily. I mean, we dispense with a fellow in about 4 to 5 seconds.
We are taking the issues that as on the ground itself. The people are coming out, as you can see in the numbers, and they're very happy because the issues are being addressed immediately.
Generally, people are visiting various booths, making inquiries, sorting out issues. We have just sorted out or give a commitment to sort out an issue here shortly before your arrival.
We have spoken to some of the ministers that have been reassigned by His Excellency, and many, of course, say they are ready and up to the challenge.
I look forward today in observing and listening in a lot because within the 10 administrative region, equality is one of the things that His Excellency speaks to in terms of the youths of Ghana. In all 10 administrative regions, they should have equal opportunity. Employment is a major focus for him, and education. So there are 3 pillars that I'll be looking at, which is employment, education, and equality across the region. And so Region 3 definitely will benefit equally like any other part of Guyana.
I am particularly impressed by the turnout. It is symbolic, in my view, of people recognizing the importance of relating with government. And above that, government recognition of the fact that they need to go reach the people where they are and to address the issues that they may have.
From Region 3, Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Prime Minister Moses Nakamutu, whilst meeting citizens at the government outreach today, noted that it has been a day for the people.
Following another successful Government Comes to You outreach, Prime Minister Moses Nakamutu expressed his satisfaction with this, the 6th government initiative being held at the National Track and Field in Lenora, Region Number 3. Whilst at the outreach, the Prime Minister noted that the Central Housing and Planning booth was one of the most sought after as residents were lined up as early as 5:30 a.m. Prime Minister Nakamutu said the outreach is not a new exercise and reminded that the government began these initiatives soon after assuming office in 2015. The first such event held at the Square of the Revolution, then to Mabaruma, then was taken to Regions 9, 6, 5, and now 3. Reporting from the National Track and Field in Lenora, Region 3 with Kenyan Bacchus, Rebecca Ganesh, InfoHub.
That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for more notifications, and subscribe to our website for more stories. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates.